Alright, it's September 29th, 2014, and I thought I would show what's growing in my garden. This first row is lettuce, and it's just about done. I've got a few sunflowers coming up between the lettuce. Some onions next to that, corn all the way out at the end. This row here that's right next to me is green beans. I think these are Blue Lake bush beans, and I just planted them. Today is Thursday, and I think I planted these on Saturday, I think. Over here in this next row, these are some large bottle gourds, or giant bottle gourds, and they're just starting to come up. That's what these look like right here. And of course, weeds, but those are bottle gourds, again, planted less than a week ago, starting to come up. Right next to the gourds, I've got some cucumbers planted less than a week, and they're coming up. And next to the cucumbers, the lighter colored green, that's honeydew. Right next to that is yellow squash. I planted yellow squash early and only had 2 plants come up. I was too early. That's them down there at the end. They have squash on them. We had 2 for dinner last night, actually. This is cantaloupe right here. And between these 2 big squash plants, which if we look in there you can see there's a squash there. Another one there. But between those are some zucchini. Some corn right out here at the end. Looks like it's pollinating. And I saw a couple of ears already starting to form. This row right here is some more Blue Lake bush beans. The same as this row here. Just planted a little earlier. Right over here next to them, this is okra coming up. And it's been planted, I think I planted it at the same time as these green beans. It's just much slower to germinate and come up. But looks like they're mostly coming up. Alright, right next to the okra, I've got some running peas. I don't know the variety. I got the seed from my dad. He's been planting them for a long time, and his dad planted them before him, so kind of seed handed down. And intermixed with those is some sugar snap peas. I don't know that it may get too hot. It's here in Georgia, we're already seeing some high 80s during the day, so it may just be too hot for those. They may not ever make it. Over there next door, some tomatoes. Alright, here's the tomatoes. Gosh, they're chest high on me. I'm 6'2", and they're kind of up to my chest, so doing well. There are already some tomatoes on them. Not just a lot, but if we look under here, these first few plants are a Tommy Toe. I don't remember what kind, but some kind of small tomato. And then when you see the leaves change, from this plant to this one, these are Brandywine. All the way out to the rest of the row. This whole next row, out there toward the corn, is a small watermelon. I don't remember what kind, but some small one. Only a few of those came up, so I replanted those this weekend. But a couple of the vines did come up, and they're the bigger ones. And then if we get here closer, you can see them coming up in little clusters. So there's a few there. And then right next door, a few more. And these watermelons, I've planted 2 varieties, a big one and a small one. Alright, let's hop over to the next row. Alright, this is my row of peppers. The first few plants here are bell peppers, some kind of sweet bell pepper. They're all blooming, but no peppers yet. These next ones are jalapenos, and they're just starting to bloom. No peppers yet, but you can see some blooms on there. And then these next two are a hybrid, is the only thing I know to call it. Hybrid jalapenos. Because it's a mix between those ornamental peppers and those bell peppers. I've been growing bell peppers and ornamental peppers for a few years, and they were too close last year, and I guess these two plants are, you know, out of one of the peppers I saved. And I picked a bunch off of here, and we actually had them for dinner last night, but this is what they look like. They're sort of black jalapenos. Now this is a small one, but when you slice them up, they look and they smell like jalapenos. They're just a little hotter than normal, but they're black. They're black jalapenos. But there's one that's a little bigger that you can see. So that's what they look like. These are some ornamental peppers, and they're starting to put a few on there now. You can see a few purple ones. I don't know if the light will let you see them, but there's a couple purple ones there. And these next few are ghost peppers. If you're in the West Georgia area, Northwest Georgia area, and want some ghost peppers, I expect to have a lot to give away. This squash is butternut squash, and it's got quite a few on it. I've never grown butternut squash, so it seems to be super easy, and they seem to just make a ton. If you look at there, there's two. Just go down here, a couple more leaves, and there's one. Another leaf, and then one. Another leaf, and then one. And that's kind of all over the whole plant. So that's butternut squash. And again, the whole end is corn. We'll eventually get over there. And that's some more butternut squash there. These are potato plants, and if you notice, there's big gaps here. I didn't do very well with potatoes this year. I just replanted this row, so hopefully something will come up and will grow. Right there we can see the row kind of transfers from just a single row to two. I don't know if you can see that. I bet you can though. Those two rows are pink eye purple hull peas. All the way down there at the end is cherry bell radishes, which I'm eating. I planted them like 30 days ago, and I'm eating now. And then this next row is pink eye purple hull peas. Obviously a little further along than these two rows. Pink eye purple hull peas. And then sweet potatoes. And then again, all the way at the end, some corn. This corn that I'm growing is Candy King, which I've never grown before. But that's like 4 feet tall. That's got to be some of the shortest corn I've ever seen. And we're starting to get ears if I look down here. So it looks like this plant's gonna produce 2 ears. And I just see just a few more if I just look around, like right there in that next row. It's like a couple of ears there. So anyway, this is Candy King corn. Just take a spin around the garden here. And walk out and show you my fruit trees.